Welcome to another Bandology interview. Bandology is a Canadian nonprofit dedicated to more music for more kids via education, collaboration, and community.
Hi, everyone. You're listening to another episode of What's Your Forte? I'm Kathryn, the business coordinator at Bandology. I'm joined today with Manar Naeem, an oudist and music teacher with the Canadian Arabic Orchestra. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Hi, Kathryn. How are you?
Good. I'm also doing well. Thank you so much for coming to the interview.
Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, thank you. So to start us off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're currently working on as a musician?
Yeah, so I'm a Syrian oudist. I came here 5 years ago to do my undergrad in physics. Currently, I'm doing my master's in quantum computing at University of Waterloo, and I'm working as an oudist with the Canadian Arabic Orchestra and as a music teacher with the Canadian Arabic Conservatory of Music. Currently, I'm working on a few upcoming concerts with the orchestra. Doing events here and there, and teaching as well.
Amazing. And so when did you first pick up an instrument? And you might play multiple instruments. So when did kind of your musical journey and what styles of music do you play?
Yeah, so it was kind of coincidence, to be honest. So when I was younger, my brother used to play the oud. So he would show me like some music pieces, and he would want me to listen to him. And one day in the school, they wanted to create kind of band, and they were like, "Who plays music?" And I was like, I play the oud, and I lied that day. And then I went, and they were gonna test us like in few days or so. So I went to my brother and I was like, please teach me a song because I want to prove that I play the oud. So yeah, he taught me one song, and then actually it went from there. I started liking the instrument. I started actually playing it. So this is like fake it till you make it. This is what happened.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I mean, it's perfect though. You got to play and you got to play with the band and everything, but
Yeah, and so the style of music that I like to play is mainly classical Middle Eastern music.
oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. And so then who are some of your major influences and mentors? I mean, you mentioned your brother as kind of the first one.
Exactly.
But yeah, who are some of your influences?
Yeah, so I would start with my mother because she actually sold her golden ring to get us an instrument because like we didn't have enough money, so she bought the instrument for my brother, and she was like a huge support for us. And then I would say my brother who taught me the instrument, and all of my teachers actually. I had amazing teachers through my journey, and currently I would say like mainly Wafa Zaghal and Lami Saudi. They are the creators and the managers of the Canadian Arabic Orchestra. Also, they are a huge support for me.
Oh, it's amazing to have the support. I think, especially when other people value music like you do, then the support is that's amazing. And so then you mentioned the Canadian Arabic Orchestra. What is the role of the oud in the orchestra? Can you kind of describe that a little bit for us?
Yeah, sure. So the Canadian Arabic Orchestra is trying to present Arabic music to the Canadian community, and the oud is actually the main instrument in Arabic music. So basically, the oud has a very a main role in the programs and with the orchestra. So yeah.
That's super exciting. And so can you describe how you were pursuing music in your career and what drew you to pursue music, throughout your whole life?
Yeah. So music has always been like it's always in my life, right? I can't live my life without music. So when I came to Canada, I am a student, right? So I thought of like practicing my music as a career, and this is where the orchestra played a big role. So it gave me an opportunity to be a musician with them, and also they offered me a job to be a teacher at the conservatory. So yeah, this was like the beginning for me. And then people started hearing of me, hearing my music, and I started getting offers to play with other orchestras, to play in other events.
That's amazing. And so then, can you describe kind of how you chose what you're studying in school and kind of how you're combining music with your studies?
Uh-huh. So I always loved physics and music equally, right? And I couldn't choose one of them. I wanted to do both of them, even though they kind of like people see them as they don't go together, right? Like they kind of contradict or something. So what I decided to do is to study physics and try to combine it with music. And this is what I was able to do in my last year in physics in my undergrad. I worked on a research it's called quantum music analysis. And it's basically, it uses quantum algorithms to analyze music. In my master's, I also continued working on that project besides other projects. Doing music and physics helps me be stable. When I do something without the other, I always feel like something is missing.
I think that's so inspiring. The fact that you can combine music with other passions and like just in such interesting ways and groundbreaking ways. I'm so excited. I want to like read your research papers and everything because I think that would be so cool. And so based on, all the research you've done and all the performances you've done, what are some of your career highlights so far?
One of the most things I feel like proud of is being chosen in the CBC's 30 Hot Canadian Classical Musicians Under 30 because I was the first oudist to make it to this list actually. So yeah, so I was really happy with this, and I also had the opportunity to work with Toronto Mandolin Orchestra as a soloist this year. Yeah, and I also had an involvement in a local project that was. It's called Every Refugee is a Poem, and its goal is to present Arabic art like poetry, music, and even filmmaking to the Western community, and it actually like shed the light on the refugee and being away from home. My role in the project was composition, and this was the first time I do composition. So it was a great experience for me.
Oh, super cool, super exciting. And I think that's wonderful. The power of music and the arts in general and being able to share that with different people and help people in that way is just incredible work. And can you talk a little bit more about the Canadian Arabic Orchestra and just a little bit about its history and maybe people are interested in going to their concerts or even joining. So can you just tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So the Canadian Arabic Orchestra started back in 2019 by Wafa Zaghal and Lamis Aoudi. They are two Palestinian musicians. Lamis plays the piano and Wafa plays the qanun, which is an Arabic instrument. So they are partners. So they had this idea of combining Eastern and Western music. And this is where the idea of creating the Canadian Arabic Orchestra came from. So more musicians started joining the orchestra, and nowadays there are around like 50 musicians and singers in the Canadian Arabic Orchestra from different nationalities. So it's kind of like it's very nice to have this amount of diversity in one orchestra. Um, and in 2015, the orchestra was recognized as a non-for-profit organization. Yeah, and right now the orchestra is doing like different concerts, and there is like annually they do the Festival of Arabic Music and Arts, and it's coming this October actually, and they are touring, actually doing twice a year, touring around Canada to 7 different provinces, and yeah, and our last tour was this last May, and the upcoming tour is gonna be in few weeks.
Amazing. And you're going on the tour as well?
Unfortunately, not, because I had a commitment with school, so I had to not go to this tour.
Oh, but that's such an so incredible. And the idea of combining Western music with Eastern music and just celebrating music in general that way is, I think, really powerful.
Yes.
So with that in mind, why is music education important to you?
Music education is very important because it actually helps to learn music academically and systematically, which is very important to shape the character of the musician. Besides, it helps you to get more resources outside of the resources you already know. And helps you learn about other cultures, music of other nations, which grows the character of the musician as well. And I would say that music education takes you out of the box, I would say.
Definitely. I totally agree. I always thought that kind of music was that universal language and kind of a way to relate to everybody. That was so well said. Thank you so much. Um, so do you have any advice to any young musicians interested in your instrument or even just generally combining science and music together?
Actually, this advice goes for people who are interested in something that they want to pursue in general. So it's like consistency and practicing. And I would say, like, yeah, practicing is the main key for success in music, and being consistent, because there would a time that it comes and you feel like, okay, I can't do anything anymore. I'm a failure and nothing is working. But at this point, if you decide to just give up, then you lost the chance. But if you are consistent and you take the decision to be consistent, this is where you succeed actually.
Really good advice. And I think that kind of brings back to the point of how you said, music helps academically as well, like that discipline, and that even like at Bandology, we showcase a lot of research about how music helps with physics and science and math. And so it really complements each other super well. So very, very well said. And so now we're at the part of the interview, which is a fast five. It's fast, rapid fire answers. You don't need to think about it too much, just whatever first comes to mind. So the very first question is, what is your favorite movie soundtrack?
I like the soundtrack of the French movie Emily.
Ooh,
I really
yes,
love
that
it.
is a
Yeah,
good one.
I can't get enough from it. I keep listening to it.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
And what is an instrument you wish you played?
The cello. I love
It's a
this
beautiful
instrument.
instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the chance once to play it and I wasn't so good at it, but it was beautiful. Like I loved playing it.
Yeah.
And who is your musical inspiration or that you listened to growing up?
I Farid Al-Atrash. He's an Egyptian oud player and singer. So I really liked his style. Until now, I really like to listen to his music.
Oh, that's beautiful. And what's your favorite song?
My favorite song. Every stage in my life, I have a different favorite song. But right now, yeah, right now I like a song by the Lebanese singer Fayrouz. It's called Tariq al-Nahl, which is the translation of it is the way of the bees.
That sounds really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think this is the hardest question. What is your hidden talent?
I like writing actually. When I was younger, I would write poetry a little bit. Now, when I feel like if I feel really sad, I write poems, or I feel like very, very, very happy. So I need like extra emotions to write.
It's so true though. Yeah, but that's when the words flow when you
Right.
really, really feel the emotions.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that is such a good talent to have too. I love that. And our last question is, do you have any exciting plans or new projects coming up?
I have a plan. I still didn't share this with anyone, so this is the first time I shared that. I'm working on my first album right now, and it's like all like new compositions of me, and it has like different pieces. Like some of them are musicals, and some of them are like would be sung by singers. This is what I'm working on right now. Besides, I'm working on the second song of the project that I told you about. The Every Refugee is a Poem. I'm done with the first song, and now I'm working on the second song, which is called the Anthem of the Palestinian Woman. And also I am preparing for the upcoming concerts with the orchestra as part of the Festival of Arabic Music and Arts, which will be in a month and a half.
Amazing. That is so exciting that you're doing your own album. Oh my gosh. That's super exciting. And are you going to be playing the oud? Are you singing or kind of a combination?
I won't be singing for sure. I have an awful voice. But of course, I'll be playing the oud in some of the pieces, but mostly it's going to be my own compositions. And depending on the arrangement, we'll see if the oud fits in the pieces or not.
That's super exciting. Best of luck with that. And thank you so much for coming. It was so interesting speaking with you and hearing about your experiences. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kathryn. And it's a pleasure chatting with you.
Oh, thank you. So thank you again for joining us on this episode of What's Your Forte and sharing your musical journey with us. I loved hearing all about your experiences and what music means to you and kind of the impact it's had. And thank you so much to everyone who's listened. We'll see you on the next episode of What's Your Forte.
Thanks for joining us. If you like what you heard, you can learn more about our organization at bandology.ca, which features information about music education, advocacy and research, and our Play a Gig and Bandcamp programs. Follow us on social media for more videos, performance, and interviews on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.